Welcome to the main events of Italian diplomatic activity abroad. On 7th of November, President of the Republic Sergio Mattarella met at the Quirinale with the President of Palestine, Mahmoud Abbas. For the Italian Republic, it is a great pleasure to have you here in Rome, reaffirming the strong friendship that unites Palestine and Italy, the head of state declared, adding that the Palestinian Nation Authority is an absolutely essential interlocutor for Italy and for the international community. The same day, Abbas was received at Palazzo Chigi by Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni, while the day before he had met Pope Leo XIV in the Vatican on the 10th anniversary of diplomatic relations between the Holy See and Palestine. On 6th of November, Prime Minister Meloni held a phone conversation with the new Prime Minister of Japan, Sanae Takaichi. Meloni congratulated Premier Takaichi on her recent appointment and on the fact that, for the first time, the Japanese government is led by a woman. The discussion highlighted the shared intention to give fresh momentum to bilateral cooperation, starting with the economic and trade sectors, as well as cultural, technological, and defense collaboration. Climate change is a reality that affects us all, and it must be addressed by placing the human person at the center of all our actions to protect nature. A few days before the opening of COP30, Foreign Minister Antonio Tajani spoke on behalf of the Italian government at the climate summit in Belém, Brazil. Tajani also reiterated Italy's position, which was decisive in securing the Brussels Agreement among the EU environment ministers. As part of his mission to Brazil, Tajani also traveled to Marituba, on the outskirts of Belém, where he visited, together with Cardinal Secretary of State Pietro Parolin, the Hospital of Divine Providence and the missionaries of the Fazenda da Esperança community. Both institutions are run by Dom Calabria charitable organization present in Brazil for over 60 years with 19 communities. Tajani stated his intention to allocate Italian development cooperation funds to support their work. On 5th of November, responding to a parliamentary question in the Chamber of Deputies, Minister Tajani also updated Parliament on the Italian government actions to address the humanitarian emergency caused by the civil war in Sudan. Italy is at first forefront of humanitarian assistance supporting the most vulnerable civilians, starting with children. For the crisis in Sudan, Tajani recalled, we have allocated over €125 million for interventions supporting basic services and Sudanese communities in neighboring countries. The government also intends to organize the mission of a ship that will deliver additional aid to Port Sudan, providing immediate assistance to the 26,000 refugees currently in the city. On 4th of November, Minister Tajani summoned the Russian embassy in Italy, represented by its deputy head of mission. The diplomat received a formal reprimand, and Italy protested the offensive remarks made by Russian Foreign Ministry spokesperson Maria Zakharova regarding the collapse that occurred the previous day at the Torre dei Conti in central Rome. The Foreign Ministry stressed that Italy will not alter its foreign policy position or sentiments in response to reckless verbal attacks. Deputy Foreign Minister Giorgio Silli took part in Washington in the 36th Plenary Assembly of the Business Council for Latin America. In his remarks, Silli underlined the importance of the entire region, both for its deep historical ties with Italy and for the growing opportunities for collaboration with our country. In 2024 alone, Italian exports to Latin America increased by 6.7% to nearly €21 billion, with more than 3,800 Italian companies, Silli records, operating in key sectors such as infrastructure, energy, telecommunication, and advanced manufacturing. Deputy Foreign Minister Maria Tripodi attended the China International Italian Expo in Shanghai on 6th of November, the most important trade fair dedicated to imports in China. In inaugurating the Italian pavilion, Tripodi emphasized that thanks to the Export Action Plan promoted by Mr. Tajani, the Italian government is now at the forefront in assisting Italian companies in foreign markets and fostering the development of the national economy. The 28th Algiers International Book Fair is currently underway in Algiers, once again featuring a substantial Italian presence, coordinated by the Italian Cultural Institute in Algiers in cooperation with the Embassy and the IC Agency. Themes of the events featuring Italian participation include Pasolini, the Pordenone Legge Literary Festival, the publishing professions, and the Years of the Lead. And that's all for now. Thanks for your attention and stay tuned.